Clifton 5 Theater has sat in this location since the late 1800s.
The history of the building, it was built in the mid-1800s. Two men kind of bought the land itself, and they established to want to build a theater. It was once known as the Huntingdon Opera House.
Over the years, the theater has survived some setbacks. It's had 3 different fires, a number of floods, and a lot of owners.
The Blackbirds bought it, and after the Blackbirds, then it went to the K-Losses.
Yes, and the Blackbird family were the ones who named it Clifton.
Yeah.
But what about the ghosts?
What's spooky about this particular theater?
Well, this theater, I've been grabbed in twice personally on 2 different occasions with 2 different paranormal groups. I've had one of the most angriest, evilest voice I've ever heard scream into my ear in this room. I wouldn't come in here for the longest time. No. This was not, I am the general manager of the theater. So I'm here open, close, I open by myself, and there's times that I just, never mind, I just won't come in here. As soon as you step foot in the theater one, it's just like this oppression feeling, like just very overwhelming.
This corner behind you, when Dave originally had bought the building, or actually when he had put up the walls, a lot of employees had asked to put something over there just because it would really freak them out. They said there's something in that doorway.
And when I edited this, I noticed 3 different occasions when orbs were floating around my camera. But this isn't the only spooky part of the Clifton.
There was the very first night it happened, Ariel and I were outside. We had a tour that night. We were just getting some stuff ready. I had texted an employee a question. She went inside. I opened the door to go in after her, and I got a response to the employee I texted. So I stayed outside, responded to the message. About 5 minutes later, I walked back in, and she looks at me. She's behind tickets, and she goes, "You already walked in."
How'd you get back outside?
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean? I never came in. I said, I had a whole conversation with you, Colin. You looked right at me. You made direct eye contact at me.
And then she said she watched me walk to concessions.
Yeah, so I thought he was over there the whole time.
The other hot spot is Theater 4 and its adjoining hallway.
So this door, when we go from this door, this is a different building. So at night we bolted shut. And I was coming in one day, and I'm the one that closed, so there was nobody here after me after I left. And when I came in, all these brooms that are stacked over here to clean the theaters were now against that door and fell on top of all of us. We opened that door and everything. There's no way for anybody to get in here. One of the first times I ever saw anything was down this hallway. I was coming in, I was opening by myself. I was the last one here that night before, so I know nobody was in the building. And I drop my phone right about here, and I take a step and grab it, and I look up. And right where that wall sticks out, I saw a woman, clear as day, run from this side of the wall, just like this, and then disappear into the other side of the wall. Now, naturally, I was like, oh, there's somebody here. Like somebody got through the back door, or somebody did something. So I go right back out, and I bump into another coworker, and I was like, there's somebody in the building. I saw them. We looked everywhere, there was nobody. But when we later did investigations on the other side where that wall sticks out, there's a doorway. And that's where I saw her running. And we had a psychic here. She later said, oh, she's from upstairs. Didn't make sense at the time to Colin or I. Now it makes perfect sense. The woman I saw now upstairs is where the dressing rooms and the actors and actresses would go back and forth. So if you look, this is the outside of the building. So this is the outside of the Clifton. There's the outside walls. And this was the doorway that we found where I saw the woman run into it. At that point, that wasn't opened. We
opened it.
We ripped the wall down.
And when John walked down the hall, he caught another orb. Maybe it was the same lady.
So my very, very first ghost tour, me and another employee were giving a lady and her daughter a tour in here. We had the lights off. She was just taking photos on her iPhone, and it was doing the live photo. And she got something. She was, excuse me, what's this? And we slow it down. It's a full-body light apparition of a person walking right across this aisle.
Over here.
The Clifton Paranormal Group regularly brings in paranormal researchers and psychics. Now, these tours are open to the public, but be sure to make a reservation because they can only take 40 people at a time. The proceeds go to the Save the Clifton Fund. And speaking of Save the Clifton, the theater has a GoFundMe page that I'll also list in the description. Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share. And for even more fun tales, please go to our website at www.thefunchasers.com.